Hi, this is Mark Snyder with Worshipsong Band. I'm going to show you some new background features that we put in. So the idea behind this is a couple of things, but primarily it's designed to let you add more slide backgrounds into your songs so that you can potentially use Worshipsong Band to do things like show sermon slides or to do a couple of other things we're going to show you. So basically, the idea is this. Inside of the zip file for Worshipsong Band, which is shown here, the you can add PNG or JPEG or BMP images. So this is a set of slides that were exported out of PowerPoint that I've put into the zip file here. Um, and so what I'm able to do with that is to set up a schedule of background images that can be shown as a layer on top of the lyric display or in place of the lyric display. So the way that works is I'll hide that. I'm going to hit L for my lyric display here on Worshipsong Band. So this is basically full screen lyric display here, and you can see that I've got the slides being shown. I'm hitting the right arrow. So I'm basically moving through the slides, which are set up to be alongside my song timeline. And so it's just loading them out of the zip file and showing them as I use that. If I were to hit play right now, I'll just kind of move this along a little. I've added a track in there to play along with it.
My God and King, the triumphs of His grace. Jesus, the name that charms our fears, that bids our sorrow cease. 'Tis music in the sinner's ears, brings life.
So it'll just go along with the timeline, and you can use it for like an announcement loop or something like that. Um, and then I have this set up to jump back to the beginning. So in this particular case, what you would have the same loop playing over and over, and the slides will play. So you could make a long MP3 or something with a couple songs and make an announcement loop out of it. So the way that this is set up is uh, in the tracks.txt file. Um, I already showed you that the slides were just in the zip file. And then what we have here is a new section in the tracks.txt. It's called background list. So the way the background list works is it is separate to the sections. The song sections are used for your chord chart. In this case, I don't have any. The background list basically gives you an independent timeline that covers the length of whatever you have in there with basically the slide to display and the time to display it, slide time, and these are beat counts. So if you're doing um, seconds, you can set this up for a beat count of 60, and then these become the number of seconds that that slide would show if you were playing it. Otherwise, if you're not playing and you just click on it, you go to that slide, and that's how it shows the slides. If you put none instead of the name of a slide here, it will take the slide down and show no slide. Um, and these also are predictive. And what that means is that if you are, if you use these as part of a song and you're jumping around in that song, like dynamically, because you can use them in any song, not just in a song that's set up like this, um, they will follow the queuing and it'll queue to the right one and so on. So it'll do the right thing as you jump through the song. And I'll show you how we use this for some overlay uh, um, lyrics and or some overlay lead sheets in a minute. So anyway, that's how you edit the background list in the song editor. I'll hide that. Um, and so that's basically the setup for this. Um, Now, what these are is they are a layer on top of the existing lyric background stuff. And I'll show you where that comes into play right now. So I'm going to go to another song in my library here. I'm going to hide the lyric display for a minute. Um, okay, so this song is set up a little bit differently. What we've done with this is we're still using the images, but we've used the images to put a um, transparent overlay on top of the lyric backgrounds. So if I were to change my lyric backgrounds in my settings here, for instance, I'll go to this background instead, or this background, I get my um, overlay on top of it. Or I could do a video background. So if I went to like my um, earth background here, I now have my overlay image on top of the earth background. Okay, so and so the way that's done in terms of the setup in the song editor is exactly the same way. Here's my song editor. I have the slide backgrounds here, and notice they have a timeline. In this case, the timeline matches the section timeline so that the images are lined up to show in the right section of the song. The other thing that's different about these images is these are PNG images with what's called an alpha channel in them. And so basically, the alpha channel does is it gives you transparency in part of the image and see-through in the other parts, so the background shows through. So the net effect of all this is I have basically a lead sheet in place of my lyrics.
Verse 2, 3.
So if you set up your timings, then you can use it for something like this. If you have an overlay, it will not display the lyrics. Um, if you want it to display lyrics anyway, this allow background from song files checkbox, that'll turn them off so that it'll display lyrics and not overlays. So if you want to use overlays, you have to have this setting turned on. And we'll go over in some other videos how to do transparent backgrounds and stuff like that, because there are some tools that you could use to help you, because you could basically use the transparent backgrounds to do like verse overlays on top of your backgrounds, like in the middle of a song and things like that. You can do a lot of these things that way if you want to, because it'll prove to be pretty powerful. The only other thing I'll show you right now in the lyric display is we've added this new background here, which is a flat and green screen. And the reason we did that is that you can use this to output Worshipsong Band's window into a tool like OBS and like overlay your whatever you've got here or your regular Worshipsong Band lyrics or whatever you want on top of like a live video by using this green screen and then setting up a chroma key. So we added that to the backgrounds as well. Anyway, so this is all in version 6.3.2 of Worshipsong Band, just released. The other thing that I will mention is that if you use a um, networked tablet in lyric display mode, all of these backgrounds are sent over the network to that tablet. So you could have a lyric display tablet and it'll have all this background capability, these background overlay capabilities in there. This is something I'm sure you can experiment with and do a lot more with than I've even shown here. So I encourage you to check it out and maybe use it for some different things to enable some more of your presentation needs.